Alright, this is my Tronxy x3a printer I purchased from you, or what's left of it. I tried printing one more time. It starts printing. All three axes work, the bed heats, the extruder heats. The problem is with the main board. The main board has serious problems. It has glitches. It seems to work correctly, and then will all of a sudden randomly do really strange things, like it's haunted or something. I've been going through my last thing since I got the prints to finally stick, although it will only print them one layer thick before it starts malfunctioning. The last thing I was trying was different protocols of G-code. And the reason I was trying that is because, as you can see here on the build board, instead of advancing the Z-axis screws for each layer above the first layer, for some strange, unknown, and very frustrating reason, it advances the Y-axis. And as you can see, it's trying to print every subsequent layer a tiny increment further in a positive Y direction. Why it does this, I have no idea. Like I said in my first message, I took the SD card with the G-code file for this CAD model and took it to a friend's house and put it on his 3D printer, and it worked just fine. So it's something to do with this printer, and it's obviously not the Z motors or the driver circuit for the Z motors, because those work perfectly when you put it in manual mode on the Repetier software that came on the SD card in the box. It's actually really good software, very easy to use, which is a very big plus. But that's the most frustrating thing. You move it 10 millimeters on manual mode, measure it with calipers before and after. It has moved precisely 10 millimeters. So you think everything's fine, but then you go to print, and for some reason the Z-axis doesn't work. Another scary thing, and this is what happened the last time, even though the LCD readout was saying no more than 260 Celsius for the extruder head and no more than 105 for the bed, apparently it got far hotter. Because not only did it burn this to an absolute crisp, and it is no longer working, and obviously it looks like someone put this in a fire. You can see the top piece has been so burnt that this used to be anodized red aluminum, and it has now been completely incinerated. It looks like someone took an acetylene torch to it. So it got a hell of a lot hotter than 260 Celsius, because it never looked like that before. Also, I've tried the nozzle that came with it, as well as Maker Forge nozzles, and as well as multiple types of filament. As you can see, there's the orange stuff, the gray stuff. I've tried different types, and I got, once I overcome, the reason I didn't contact you sooner is I wanted to make sure that I had solved all the problems with getting the filament to feed, getting the plastic to stick to the bed, all of that. And I have solved all those problems. And those were solved, but now it's an issue with the printer itself. And I really think it's the main board. And the other thing is, I will show you how hot the main board got. These are the brackets that hold the bronze lead screw nuts. As you can see, these are completely melted and distorted. And this is got to be 7-8 millimeter thick acrylic. And at the time, these are sitting above the table, above the bed rather, at least 8-10 centimeters above the bed. So in order to do that, that bed would have to be hundreds of degrees. And as you can see, it just drooped. It bent like it was made of candy. So that's why I can't really show you it's not working now. Hopefully this is pretty obvious that it doesn't work. It nearly set my house on fire. So yeah, I don't think asking for my money back at this point after trying this many things, and this is why I haven't said anything sooner, is because I have tried to fix everything myself. I have tried, I understand that for an item, a 3D printer that's this cheap is going to require a lot of ingenuity to get it to work properly, and I understand that. But I have put hundreds of hours into this, only to have it get worse and worse and worse, instead of better and better and better. And I mean, look at this. That's tightened as tight as it's going to get. That's a poor design. Same thing. This one's even worse. I mean, the extruder feed tube will not stay on. I had to make this out of what I had, a walnut dowel with a hole drilled in it in a hose clamp. That actually works, as ugly as it is. It keeps the, otherwise the extruder pushes this, pushes the tube off, and the tube just pops off. It's very poorly designed. It doesn't work. I had to modify so much of it just to get it to even do anything. And now it almost burned my house down. I don't appreciate that, and I would appreciate my money back. Thank you.